everyone, it's Paula Ryan here. I want to show you a little bit of insight on my house and how I updated my home from the Tuscan brown era to without going, everyone's in this gray trend, but sometimes you just have to go with what the style and feel of your house is. And I kind of want to start out here, a little sunny and hot, and show you the exterior of my house and show you why I think it would look kind of silly once you get inside if I went gray. And so come on in, I'm going to show you my house. There's my cool front doors, which I absolutely love. They're really cool, but my husband says they're like they keep the pigs out. They don't really keep the heat out or whatever, but they're beautiful. I love them. So anyway, follow me inside. I'm going to take you into my kitchen and kind of show you what I did in here. But as you can see in my house, first of all, actually before I go into my kitchen, I think one of the things that people have a big problem with right now is a lot of times people try to update their oak. They've got oak floors and oak trim and all that. And we actually built our house with white trim, and then we did actually the birch doors, and we had some molding on it. But you could do the same thing, and I suggest this to a lot of people, that you could do the same thing if you had oak doors. But see how I added the white trim here, and then here's the doors here. The stained doors, and we chose to do it this way. But a lot of people want to, it's like such a pain to paint your doors, and it's super expensive. So if you can see here, like you can pan around, I'll have them pan around here. But then if you decided, I'll show you there, like if you decided if you wanted to break up your color and try a different color, like in grays or something like that, this white would kind of give you that buffer versus doing it, up against this oak, like say if this was oak or whatever. But anyway, I just think it kind of has kind of a cool feel, and that our house is kind of that, just the style of it. But this is our sun porch room, which I absolutely love, and I think I'll bring in here really quick. And then if you look, this is not really what I updated to, but the floor in here is freaking amazing that I love. That actually my family and I did all by ourselves. We cracked all these tiles and kind of did it was like a patchwork quilt. But I had seen a picture of this, I don't know, something like this, and I had my tile installer do the big 18 by 18s and set those, and then we actually cracked all these and mosaic this entire floor. I'll have Heather pan around and maybe give you a little view of the whole house of this room, which is really pretty. And it's just, I love walking into this room. This over here, this chair with the red pillows on it is where my husband sits, and everybody has to have an ugly chair. That's the ugly chair that my husband sits in all the time. You can follow me too. So come this way. Here's my kitchen. So you come on in this way. So as you can see, I've got maple cabinets in here. And what I decided to do is, of course, I love gray. I love white cabinets. I think if anybody's followed me, they would know that I love white cabinets. But the feel of our house is not really white cabinets. I'd have to completely change everything, like my countertops, just everything. So what I did, if you look on my blog post or my Facebook post, you can see what my cabinets look like before the backsplash and my lights and whatnot. So I'll show you kind of a little bit of what I did. So all my paint in here, like when I very first did it, was that real Tuscany faux painted, looked like fake bricks. I wanted that really warm feel, but then that just drove me crazy because it was just too much. And so I painted it, straight color, I don't know, probably 6, 7, 8 years ago or something like that. But I knew I always wanted to update my backsplash tile. And like I said, once again, if you go to my Facebook page, you can see what it looked like before. But it was stone, and it was like 4x4 stone backsplash tile. And it was super heavy, and it just, I just felt like I was weighted down like with the world. And then same thing with my hood. It had the 4x4 tiles here as well. And my hood vent never vented outside. So my cheaper way of updating my house is what I did is I priced out getting a whole new hood vent, which was crazy expensive. I just didn't want to spend the money on that. So what I did is I had my carpenter make these trim pieces here, got rid of that 4x4 inch heavy tile, and then also the backsplash tile. We vented out our hood, which was a little bit more of a process than I wanted to do. But just adding this white, it's kind of a creamy tile, oh my gosh, I seriously feel like our weight has been lifted off me. The other thing I did was these lights over here, if you can pan up here, this all right here, these can lights, puck lights, I had pendant lights hanging down, and once again, they were oil rub bronze and then amber glass, and they were super heavy. Couldn't stand them. And, you know, of course I loved them when we put them in, but they just felt so, it blocked all the view here and whatnot, and I was kind of debating on what kind of light fixtures I wanted to update with, so I took those out and put can lights in, and then these were actually can lights here. And then I ended up adding these beautiful, I love these pendant lights here, and they have just enough of that. I always recommend people do the seated glass because it doesn't show fingerprints and dust as much. I mean, I kind of see a little bit of dust up there, but it's not glaring. And in the streak, if you don't quite get your glass clean, it doesn't make it so hard to clean or whatnot. And then over here, and this light fixture, if you come over here in my kitchen area, a light fixture that I love this new, which I matched these up, and they weren't from the same manufacturer, but they were far enough away. But I put this like champagne gold, I guess it's like the new brass that's come back, and I love this. I mean, before it was kind of like real heavy and oil rub bronze, and I just feel like and if you can look around, you can see like my backyard is just so pretty. That it's just like, this is my artwork, I would say, is my backyard, and the trees and the green is kind of my artwork. And then the other thing that I did too is, which I did these a few years ago, but if you look, is I just did tone on tone drapery. So tone on tone meaning my wall color kind of matches my drapes, just because I didn't want, before, once again, that Tuscany era, it was like really heavy, and I thought I wanted it like that, but it was like, it was like too much fabric and too much going on. So I kind of I felt like I gave it a facelift by just doing this. And then the other thing I did is, I remember when we built this house, I thought, this would be awesome if we had the Paula windows with the blinds in between, which I do kind of like, and I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but they have the blinds that go up and down like this, which is great on certain windows, but on this one in the summertime, probably about two months out of the year, this gets really hot in the summer. So it was a pain in the butt because I had 6 windows, you can see, too, and even these over here, I had to go down and put every single one down, 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 up. So now with this, I have a rod here, and I can just close these really quickly. I love that. I didn't know what I'm going to show you. Well, if you pan around here, you can see how cute this is. My stepdaughter actually made this for me. I kind of gave her a couple ideas, and she's super talented. Miss Maggie Ryan did this for me, which I love. It gives it a little bit of color. And I guess I kind of want to talk a little bit about that too, is adding color. So I've kind of got this Tuscan brown thing going, but I actually love color as well. So I try to just do like pops of color like in this. And I try to do like the orange, raspberry, green colors, but it had to be kind of in the warm tones of those. So you can kind of see my chairs here, kind of that raspberry, and the artwork over there. That was from actually in Seattle, Washington, which was the local artist there. But I tried to bring a little bit of color in without, because you can't do clear colors, which are like the super, like clear colors and the greens and blues and whatever. They have to be a little bit muted, and that's kind of what I did like with the rug and whatnot. But come down this way, I'm going to show you one more real quick thing that I did. You can look at my lovely doggy gates, keep my dogs out. But a lot of people want to do collage walls, and I feel like I love collage walls and I absolutely love pictures, but I didn't want it to junk up my house so much, so I kind of put them in like back hallways. So these are all of our family pictures that we've had over the years taken, and so I kind of put them in like all in black. They're not all the exact same frames, but it's kind of fun when you come down the stairs, or people come over, they can look at it, but it doesn't like drive me crazy where it's too much. And then I did that again down this hall too, as I'll show you. But before I get there, this is another thing that I did that I absolutely love. This was my mom and dad, from my mom and dad's house. And when they were downsizing and my mom got sick, that they were getting rid of this. And it's like that chunky gold that everyone's kind of dated and whatnot. And so I actually had it painted like a high gloss black. And then I added this, why hello, because I just thought it was kind of funny. So this is, and then we can also use it as we can check ourselves as we come in and out the door, like, for how we look and whatnot. And then if you come down this hall really quick, I did do, if you want to check out, this is my very messy laundry, or my mudroom, which I love my cubbies that we did right when we moved in. And I love that they're stained and they don't get chipped up with the white kind of chips and, can get worn. So I actually love those. And then if you come down here, I actually, this is my collage wall in the back here that I, once again, love this because this, honestly, this back door is kind of where friends and family come in. And so everybody can kind of stop and see, you know, it's a little bit of my childhood, a little bit of my husband's childhood, and then also the kids as well. And then these over here, I need to get these reframed of my stepkids pictures that they had done when they were little, but I still, we got them, just recently got those back. I need to change these to a different frame, but I was in a hurry for a party, and anyway, so it's kind of like the cobbler shoes. You don't always get everything done, but anyway, they need to, because there's some water damage on the mats and stuff, but they're super cute. They're hand-drawn drawings of his kids. And then I know some people might think like it's kind of boring because, you know, there's just one color throughout, but if you can pop your head in this way, in my powder room, which I love, is I did, like in the smaller rooms, I did some color in there and kind of, you know, put some cute things in there. I still need to change that light fixture out. It's pretty ugly. I don't know, that's once again, that's kind of dated, icky. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of blah. I still need to change it out, but I love having this color here. And then in here, in my laundry room, which is kind of, I don't know, it's like a light blue, but once again, this, you can tell like this was a Tuscan brown era, because I totally remember getting this countertop thinking, ooh, it looks like granite, and I love it. And now I'm, you know, kind of sick of it, but it doesn't bother me to really change it out because I have enough color going on with, I love all my vases and jars and stuff like that. And then the other thing I did, if you're ever trying to conceal your refrigerator when you walk in there, is this is just from Walgreens. It's a collage there, but I'll probably change that out at some point, but it just makes it not look so blah and boring. But anyway, I think that is all I wanted to show you. I love this room. That's a computer room that was well used when the kids were little, but now it's like wrapping paper. You can see it's kind of junky up there, but the kids used to do their homework in there, but they don't, not around anymore. But anyway, I did kind of want to show you briefly like why gray would not work with this coloring. So real quick, I'm going to just show you this. So a lot of people will have me come over and and do a paint consultation. And I love these boards. They're from Maria Killam. I took a 3-day class all on undertones, and it's really opened my eyes up. It was probably about 2 years ago, and then I did a refresher class about a year ago. But a lot of people say, oh, I love gray. How can I make gray, you know, work in my house? And so if you hold it up to the maple cabinets, you can see where it kind of looks blah. Like it just doesn't, you know, do anything for you. So there's just no way that I could do gray in here. It just does, you know, it just literally does not work. So anyway, so having these big sample boards, you can sure tell that, you know, what works and what doesn't work. And then like a lot of people, like this is like the typical gold that a lot of people used in the 90s. And so you can see like, even though this is a creamy color, it's not, you know, that. You can see how that would date it again, you know, so adding that, like this nice bright color, I think this is called Woodmont Cream. And I've actually used it, it's really actually pretty yellow, but because I have so many windows, it just makes it look creamy. So anyway, thanks for coming and watching me, and I love my house. And just I guess my tip to everybody is that you don't have to spend a ton of money, you don't have to do a ton of things. You know, if you like keep looking on Pinterest and house and whatnot, that you want to do white cabinets and gray, white and gray, but you can still freshen up your house on not so much money. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.